Unless you're a dancer, you may be unsure of what this term actually means. Full out is a term used by dance coaches to let the dancers know to do the routine full out, which includes jumps, leaps, turns, and kicks. As a dancer, I can tell you this is not a phrase that we're very fond of because it means that sweat will be dripping, muscles will be aching, and our bodies will not be given a break until the end of the 3-hour practice. Now, with that being said, I want each of you to think about a sport you play or have played in the past and compare it to what I just said. Sweat dripping, muscles aching, and bodies not given a break. With the assumption that it sounds very similar to what you've experienced in your sport, we dancers do not understand why we are not considered athletes like you all. I, knowing just how exhausting this sport can be, believe that dancers should be considered equal with all of their athletes. Today, by discussing how exactly we are not equal, what the solution to this problem could be, and also how it could work, I hope to allow you to see a different side of this problem. First, I will be explaining exactly how we are not equal, which shows the need for change. One fact supporting this is the physical conditions we dancers receive. So as many of you already know, the dance cats at the high school practice in the hallway. So with 18 girls in formations fit for the field or court, that's a pretty tight space that doesn't really allow us to practice our routines full out for the upcoming games. Also, with us being in the hallway, there's constant interruptions with other students and staff coming in and out of the building and also other activities going on at the school. Not to mention the lack of cleanliness that comes with practicing in a hallway, such as today, it's raining, so people are walking in with wet, muddy boots, and that's the floor that we stretch on, so it's kind of gross. Now again, I want you to think about the sport you play or played in the past and imagine practicing it there. How would that work for you and your team? Just like your sport, our sport deserves a place to be practiced. That's the physical example of how we are not equal. The next supporting fact deals with the mental aspect of how we are treated. Unlike other sports, dance does not always get the credit or recognition of being a sport. Dances are oftentimes thought of, and I quote from Star Tribune, pageant girls just there to entertain the crowds at halftime until the real sport of football comes back onto the field. As far as I'm concerned, crowds do come to be entertained, so why are dancers being the only ones mocked and made fun of? So this shows a lack of support that can really damage a team, which is the mental problem that comes with this. The third and final reason we need change is not a problem that our team in particular has faced, but has been faced by other teams across the country. Dixie State News reported that the Dixie State dance team has a lack of funding from the athletic department when it comes to things like scholarships, trips, and costumes. It even said that a member on the dance team has to spend close to $2,000 just to participate when other athletes don't have to spend a dime on the sport they choose to participate in. This shows how we are not financially supported by the school. After seeing examples of exactly how we are not equal, it's time to move to the solution. The solution to this problem is very simple: equalization. We need to equalize physical resources, we need to equalize dancers on a mental level, and finally, we need to equalize the financial resources. So now that we've pinpointed a solution of equalization, we need to discuss how it can be carried out. To carry out the physical aspect of this problem, the dance team needs to get the gym, not the hallway. This means that the athletic department would have to designate 6 hours a week for the dancers to have time in the gym. To fix the mental problem is very simple. We just need everyone to give credit where credit's due and don't judge a sport until you know exactly what it entails. And to fix the financial problem, we need all of the money that the athletic department gives out to be divided equally per player. So it means that if you give X amount of money per player on each team. So the dancers would have the same percentage of money as the basketball team. So now that you have seen how it would work, it's time to step up and make a change. In order to make this solution a reality, we only need your support. The more support a team has from its fans, the more likely people like athletic directors, community members, and financial supporters are going to jump on the bandwagon and support us too, which in the end would change their minds about the amount of resources, credit, and money that they give us. One last time, I want you to think about the sport you play or have played in the past. Could you do it in a hallway? Could you do it confidently without being supported by even local fans? And finally, could you do it without financial help? If you answered yes to any of these questions, I encourage you to become a dance cat and undergo these problems yourself. Then, after doing the routine full out multiple times at practice, I bet you too will believe that dancers need to be equal with all other athletes.
cheerleaders and like the flag or
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's not only the dancers that aren't considered athletes. I also think like the cheerleaders, like you said, in the flag court, like I don't know exactly where they practice. At least the cheerleaders have that room upstairs, so that's better than a hallway. But I know that they do face problems similar to ours.
Do you think that if we did, if the dance cats did get a gym or get the gym more often, do you think that other people would think that, oh, they got the gym, they got to do it full out, and if they mess up, would they be less applauded or something?
I've never thought about that, but I don't know exactly if all of our fans would know that we got the gym. I don't even know if they'd know that we don't get the gym, so I think it would probably be around the same. I don't think it would make much of a difference, but it's a good point.
Do you know what the classifications are for, say, a football or basketball player that deems them an athlete versus what deems dance cats not an athlete?
Yeah, like I don't really know why we don't get considered an athlete. We do get a letter, but just the stuff that we receive isn't equal. So I guess it's just because they compete against other teams, whereas we don't necessarily like are in contact with them. We are just performing.
So if you were to like compete against schools in our,
Yeah,
in
and
our
we
conference
do,
or
but
whatever.
it's not as close of contact, so maybe that's why they think that.
All right, good job.